Good morning, gang. Welcome back to another stream. This time it is sponsored and fueled by Jocko Go. Go get yourself some Real Energy Zero Crash energy drinks. Some nice carbon fiber can. It's not really sponsored by them. I don't want to get in trouble here, but I'd like to be sponsored by them. Alrighty. It's a great morning. It's a great morning to have a great morning.
Yeah, baby.
So I hope you're all having a awesome day so far. Let's get this party started. Taking a look at Forex Factory, we got nothing on the books for today. So clear skies ahead. No turbulence. We are good to go. Taking a look at the Dolores, the Dixie. Yeah, still chilling in this range here. We are sitting on top of this. Get out of here. Get out of here. We're still sitting in this nasty range, right on top of this prior support, current support, that is. Really? Oh, stupid charts. Yeah, so right now we're pushing bearish. However, we are pushing bearish into that 101.5 4-hour chart. Didn't quite reach the resistance, or I guess the upper end of the channel here. So I'd expect the dollar to find some support and push higher for the day at this 101.5. If the dollar breaks through 101.5, then it's probably going to come back down to retest the bottom end of this channel here and retest the support, which at that point, we're back in this liquidity zone here, and we might push lower. You never know. But I'd expect 101.5 to hold. However, we are not in the game of predicting. We're in the game of reacting, and we'll see what the dollar gives us heading into the morning session. Moving on into the equities. If you haven't noticed, I like switching my chart colors up because why not? You gotta mix things up every now and then. Maybe I do a little too often, but I enjoy seeing different colors. But it requires me to change my trendline colors all the time, which is kind of annoying. The US30 on breakout mode. So we talked about it the last 2 days. Is we don't know if this was a retest of this trend line breakout to continue higher, or if this was just a retest of this trend line as resistance and then push back lower. And it seems like it's confirming that we're going to push higher. You had the last 2 days of exhaustion, which is the downside, higher lows, current charts pushing bullish. So US30 buys are looking good up until this wick zone in here. Wick City up in this area. 34,400. The 4-hour chart pushing with these higher lows. We had this flat top wedge going on here. Now breaking out of it. So I like longs on US30 today on some type of retest of this zone, this breakout zone for a push higher. Looking left, this is going to be an area to watch. You've had a bunch of retests in this area. So, you know, there's a bunch of different areas in here, but it's just finding the main point of, okay, where's the majority of the retest? So this is going to be an area 34,160. And then if we do break through that, we're going to want to look at, let's hop to the hourly, see if we can get a little more detail in here. Didn't really help much. We're just somewhere in this range here. So going back to current price action, probably look for, let's draw our fibs and see what the fibs are telling us. Okay, so they're saying 38.2 is back down just below VWAP. Don't have to. Keep in mind we don't have to get that higher low on that push today. So I'm going to look for some kind of move back down towards like 34,050, and then a push up into 34,160, and then potentially 240. But I have decided that I'm going to look for quicker and smaller moves right now, as the market's still trying to figure out what it wants to do. You got to adapt. And I've noticed that I've hit a lot of 2-to-1s that end up reversing or not working. So I want to look for quicker moves at the moment. So probably only going to look for that 34,150 push. If I can get that retest, we'll see what happens. US 500. S&P. Currently pushing above this resistance, but we are pushing now into this big wick rejection area here, bringing it left. That's an area we've seen some rejection before. If we bring it up, this is probably the main area that you're going to want to keep an eye on for this rejection. So hopping on down to the 4-hour, we broke through this flat top here, 41.58. Let's see here, hourly chart. Hourly charts, again, looking nice as well. If we can get a retest back into this zone of 41.58, then you can get some longs back up into 41.75. Not sure I'd look for sells unless it broke back through like the lows here of 41.47. If it broke back through the lows of 41.47, then you're pushing bearish for the day. You're leaving a big rejection wick, and then you're breaking through this resistance here. But that's unlikely. That would be a pretty big swing to the downside, which it can happen, clearly. I mean, you saw it yesterday to the upside, but considering it's breaking through these important levels, unlikely. US 100, looking at the NAS. NASDAQ approaching this 13,186 resistance point, prior rejection here. So definitely not taking longs on the NAS today in this range. Let's hop on down the 4-hour. 4 hours entering a rejection zone. 2-hour, same thing. So NAS is just wedging up into this strong daily resistance. So you could potentially look for something like that, but you did be at this point you'd be anticipating a breakout, which is not my favorite at the moment. So I'm gonna just steer clear of the NAS and only play the Dow and US 500 today on the long side. Yeah, and same thing for the Dow. I wouldn't really consider shorts unless you broke back through 33,954. However, we have been creating these higher lows, so not a huge fan of the sells today. Looking at gold, the metals. $19.93 area of support. This whole zone here, just a lot of wicks and a lot of rejection, but I'm not going to draw that big zone. So we'll hop on down to the 4-hour chart. See if we can find any more details in here. So this area is probably the strongest pivot point we have in the zone, in this channel here. 1995. Taking a look at the 1-hour chart, we have resistance sitting at 2005, support, resistance. We are now pushing into this trend line here with these lower highs. Sitting right on top of VWAP, 30-minute chart. Creating these higher lows for the day. So I would consider sells if we were able to get back below VWAP, the EMA, break through this 2000 low. That's probably when I'll consider sells. If we can break through the 2000 low. I don't want to jump the gun here as we're creating higher lows for the day. As we're on top of stacked VWAP and the EMA, I'd rather wait for a break of like all of this stacked levels right here around 2000. Then I'll look for shorts. If I was looking for longs, probably wouldn't leg longs until we get above 2006. We have some rejections in here on both sides. So I don't want to, there's not enough range to buy into that. If this were a volume time, we were sitting at 820, 830, maybe nicey, then I consider it because volume could break through it pretty easily, but not enough volume in the market yet. So I will wait for some kind of move like this, then back up towards these highs for something like this for gold today. It's either like this or want to get a move like that. So we'll see. Set my alerts. Pound yen, looking for longs. Daily chart yesterday closed bullish above this range here. We're starting to get that extension up towards 167. Retested 167. 4-hour chart closed bullish above this range, above all of this rejection in here. We had this nice 4-hour bullish close. Current 4-hour came down, wicked this breakout. We're now getting, buyers are stepping in and pushing that current 4-hour candle up. 2-hour candle closed with this nice retest rejection wick down towards VWAP in this breakout level. 1 hour closed again with that rejection wick, closed slightly bullish. 30-minute bullish engulfing at this breakout zone, creating these higher lows right against VWAP. 15-minute chart. Nice doji here. Get this bullish engulfing. And now we're getting this minor pullback to then continue higher is what I'm anticipating. So, bought here. Stops below this low. And I'm looking for a take profit up towards 167, 375 if you look left. Got to go all the way left. So right around this rejection area here, looking in more rejection area right here and here. So we have pretty clean price action pushing up, right? Pretty clean. Clean candlesticks. Alrighty. Get rid of some of this. Yeah. If pound yen starts breaking through 166.570 area, breaking through this low, then I will consider flipping my position for some sells, looking at a move back down towards 166. So potential plays in pound yen today. Just got to see that breakout. That's gonna be everything for me. Let's kind of scan through a couple pairs here. See if anything pops out. USD JPY coming back down to retest this breakout 133.784 zone. Potential USD JPY longs if you're expecting that bullish Dixie, which I am. USD back in this range, nothing. USD CAD. Nah. Still a lot of things setting up. Not a huge fan out there. So I'm going to stick with main options today are going to be indices towards nicey open. Gold, long or shorts, depending on where we decide to break out. Pound yen longs or potential shorts. So those three are going to be my main focus for the day. I'm going to leave it at that. VantTradingForex.com. Come trade live with us. We'd love to have you. I'm going to hop off on Zoom or hop off on YouTube and now trade on Zoom with my fellers, my peeps. Have a fantastic rest of your day, everybody. I hope you have a profitable day, a blessed day, and safe trading. See you tomorrow, bright and early, 7 a.m.